Hey guys, welcome to a monthly pickup video for March 2012, and as usual I have a sizable amount of things to share with you guys, so I will kick things off with the retro stuff. I picked up a Game Boy Pocket. Now you guys know that I've been on this Game Boy kick for a while now, and my collection has grown a lot, and I was just looking at my Game Boy. I was like, wow, I need other iterations of this amazing handheld. So I went for the Game Boy Pocket. You know, I missed out on the Game Boy Pocket when it was released just because at that time I wasn't playing video games, but I always thought it was pretty cool. And this thing is really slick. It's nice and small. The Game Boy, the original Game Boy, seems like a monster when you compare it. To go along with my Game Boy Pocket, I picked up a Game Boy game. I've actually had my eyes on this Game Boy game for a couple months now. It's pretty expensive just for the loose cart alone, but I just decided to bite the bullet and I finally picked it up. I have it in my collection. It's made by Capcom and I got a chance to play it. It's a lot of fun. It reminds me a lot of Burger Time. It's Snow Brothers. Now Snow Brothers is a Nintendo game as well. I guess this is Snow Brothers Jr. It's fun. Like I said, it reminds me of Burger Time minus the food and Peter Pepper. Basically, you know, you play as this snowman and you go around, there's enemies or whatever, these little stages that are very similar to stages that you would see in Burger Time or Bubble Bobble, whatever. And basically you have to kill your enemies by throwing snowballs at them, and you pick up like power-ups and stuff like that. It's pretty cool, it's different, and I'm glad I finally have it in my collection. Moving on to the more recent portable games. For my PSP, I picked up the limited edition of Hakouki, hopefully I'm saying that right, Hakouki, Demon of the Fleeting Blossom. Now, this really hasn't been getting too much buzz, and I think that's because, well, actually two things. This isn't actually a game. It's more or less like a visual novel where you basically read. You're reading through this very interesting story, and the decisions that you're faced with, you know, throughout the game, you'll be asked to make some choices, and those choices that you make affect the game, and there's multiple endings. The story is very interesting. I'm enjoying it. I'm only like an hour and a half into it, but it's really interesting. So the fact that this isn't really a game is probably the reason why no one's really talking about it too much. The second fact, probably what turns people off, is that this is supposed to be more or less like a romance type of game or visual novel. And to be honest with you, like I said, I'm only an hour and a half into the game and I haven't encountered any of that stuff yet. I don't know if it's gonna be really explicit with the sexuality. I'm kind of doubting it. Because so far it seems to focus a lot on the situation at hand with I don't even want to give it away, because there's this like mystery basically where you play as this girl who is looking for her father, and all of this stuff unwinds, but there's been a lot more brutality, I want to say, so far compared to like love and stuff like that. I'm sure that will probably change later on. So a lot of people probably don't want to play this game because of the fact that it's not really a game, and the fact that the main character is a female. And to those of you out there that aren't interested in this game because it's a female character, I say, okay, whatever, you can be closed-minded. As a female gamer, I play games all the time with male characters, and I don't see what the problem is. I play games with male characters that want to get with female characters. You know, who cares? It's a game, and it's not that hard to actually put yourself into somebody else's shoes when you're watching a movie or when you're playing a game, whatever. But whatever, that was my little rant over this game. So far so good. I'm enjoying the story. Like I said, it's not a game. You're gonna be reading a lot, but if you're interested, you should definitely do some research on it and see if it's your type of thing. For the PlayStation Vita, I picked up Unit 13, which has pretty much impressed me so far. I'm enjoying this game a lot. I almost want to say tactical, but not really. It's a shooter. for the Vita. It's made by Zipper Interactive, who are the creators of the SOCOM games. Now, unfortunately, news broke yesterday that Zipper Interactive is basically done with. There's no longer a Zipper Interactive. You know, they shut their doors. The company is finished, and that's unfortunate because I would love to see a sequel to this game or more content for this game. But fortunately, this game has a lot in it. You know, there's 2-player co-op. You can play through this game single player. You can play it through co-op. There's leaderboards, and there's also like daily challenges, which is pretty dope. So I'm enjoying it so far. If you guys have this game and you want to play some co-op, that'll be awesome. I haven't tried the co-op out yet, but if you're looking for a shooter on the Vita, this is definitely the direction you should go in. Ridge Racer for the Vita is an utter disappointment. I am disappointed in this game. First off, let me start with the negatives because I want to end on a good note. First off, this game has absolutely none, zero, zilch, career mode. No career mode in this game, guys, which is, it's crazy. You know, when I play Ridge Racer games, I look to play through the career mode because I like unlocking all the cars and everything. There's none of that in here. Number 2, this game is really slim on the content. Now, I knew this prior to me picking the game up. You know, I did my research. I knew that it didn't do well in Japan. A lot of people were upset when this was released in Japan because it didn't have a lot of content in it as far as cars and music and environments. But when they said that this game was going to come to the US or North America, they said that we were going to be getting this gold pass that was going to allow us to download a few extra cars and some music and stuff like that for free. So I'm thinking, okay, that's cool. I got that, right? But I think I'm more upset with the fact that there's no career mode to actually give this game some depth. The thing with this game is that everything is focused around like ghost battles, which, okay, that's pretty cool, but after a while you get tired of doing that. But what I can say positively about this game is that it looks amazing. It's a beautiful looking Ridge Racer game. Sure, they may be environments and cars that we've previously seen. If you're a fan of Ridge Racer games, I'm sure you've seen all this stuff before, but it looks great on the Vita screen. And the controls work really well. It really is a lot of fun to play this game. And the online is just as good. Unfortunately, there's no real content. And that kind of makes me upset. But you know what? Hopefully we'll get some downloadable stuff, some more downloadable stuff. I'm sure we will. The question is whether or not we'll have to pay for it. Hopefully it's free. On the 3DS, I picked up Crushed. I haven't actually played this game yet, it's still sealed, but this is like a port of the PSP game Crush, which I absolutely enjoyed. I thought it was one of the best puzzle games on the PSP at the time. Now, I did play the demo of this game and I thought it was okay. It definitely wasn't as good as the PSP version, and I was gonna wait on it until I found out that this was a GameStop exclusive and it was only selling for 20 bucks. So I just went ahead and bought it. Kid Icarus Uprising. Now, I stayed away from a lot of coverage of this game, so I had absolutely no idea what I was getting into. I didn't know what to expect, and I tell you guys right now, this is an awesome 3DS game. I'm sure once I put more hours into this game and play through the multiplayer, it's gonna probably be one of my favorite 3DS games. I think the graphics look amazing. I know a lot of people have been speaking negatively on the controls, and you know what? They're right. The controls aren't ideal, but when you get past that, I mean, you definitely get used to the controls, especially with the flying segments of the game. You know, I got used to that. It felt a little awkward at first, but I got used to it. I'm still trying to get my footing with the on-foot controls. It's hard for me to control the segments when you're actually on foot and running around and trying to kill enemies. It's hard for me still to try to get used to those controls, but for the most part, I really dig this game. I think it looks beautiful. It's like a loot fest. There's loot everywhere. You're always unlocking stuff, and it has these cool little AR cards. Apparently there's like hundreds of them out there. I just got the newest Nintendo Power, which comes with 3 AR cards. So if you guys are interested in these Kid Icarus AR cards, if you're not subscribed to Nintendo Power, definitely go out to your local bookstore or wherever you get magazines and pick it up, because you get 3 free ones in there. This game comes with the stand, which is very helpful to play with. I'm enjoying it with the stand. I haven't tried playing the game without the stand, but I can imagine it's probably going to be another story trying to play it without that stand, because it gives me some extra support. And it also comes with some AR cards. So if you're looking for a new 3DS game that's going to blow you away, Kid Icarus is the way to go. Dragon Quest Swords, Masked Queen, and the Tower of the Mirrors. Now, I enjoy the Dragon Quest games. They're probably my second favorite series or RPG series, just because, you know, I just get so into them. The stories are usually good, and just grinding through different, you know, areas and just exploring things always is appealing in the Dragon Quest games. Now, I know that this isn't a traditional Dragon Quest game. I think it's in first person, and you actually have to use some of the waggle controls on the Wii remote. But it's definitely something that I want to check out, and I've been interested in getting for a while. And the price was only $8. Actually, it was less than that, just because I have the little rewards card for GameStop. So I thought it was a pretty good value. Silent Hill Downpour. Now, I picked this up on the PlayStation 3 just because the Silent Hill series, to me, in my eyes, they're Sony games. They're meant to be played on Sony consoles, except for Shattered Memories. That didn't come out on the PlayStation 3, so I didn't pick it up on the PlayStation 3. That was a Wii exclusive. And I think it also came out on the PSP. But regardless, Downpour is actually pretty good. I enjoy it. You know, it has some flaws. Right now, the story is really mysterious. I'm not quite sure where it's going, but it looks amazing. One thing that I don't like about this game is the fact that it relies heavily on melee attacks, and your melee weapons break. So this has happened a few times where, you know, I have a weapon and I'm pounding away and it breaks and I'm stuck, you know. You also will spend a lot of time running away from something. I don't want to tell you what, but you spend a good amount of time running away from something throughout this game. I haven't completed it yet, and I definitely want to do some type of review or final impressions or something on the game, because I don't really think it's getting that good of a buzz, and it's not a bad game by any means. I haven't actually played this yet. I just picked this up today. It's Silent Hill HD, the HD collection. It has Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3 on it. As I said previously, Silent Hill 2 is my favorite Silent Hill game in the series. Absolutely love that game. The puzzles were great, and the fact that it's in HD is definitely going to be amazing. It's going to be great to play through this game again in HD and just relive those fond memories that I have of the game. Now, Silent Hill 3, I played a little bit of that. I have it on the PlayStation 2. I played a little bit of it, but I didn't get really far at all. So I definitely look forward to playing through Silent Hill 3 as well. Tales of Grace's F for the PlayStation 3. Now, I actually haven't had a chance to play through this game yet because I am currently playing Tales of the Abyss on my 3DS, and there's no way in the world that I'm going to be able to keep up with 2 Tales games at once. So once I'm done with Tales of the Abyss, I'm going to head into Grace's F. Assassin's Creed 3. I know, right? It's not out yet. I actually pre-ordered this game at GameStop, and when you pre-order it, you get this steelbook case. It doesn't actually have anything in it, but when the game comes out and you don't get the collector's edition or whatever, you have a steelbook case. The next 2 games I'm going to share with you guys were released last month, and they were both games that I had my eyes on. You know, I was interested in them, but, you know, I didn't want to purchase them right then. So a few weeks ago, I was on Amazon and I saw that the price had dropped a little bit for both of the games. So each game was $44 compared to the original price of $60. So I just went ahead and bought them. I mean, I had some Amazon credit in my account, and I just applied that towards the purchase. So the first game is Binary Domain. This one is still sealed. I haven't actually had a chance to play through it. I heard it's very, very good and very underrated. And the second game that I picked up is Asuras Wrath. Now, I played the demo of this when it was released on the Xbox, and it didn't rub me the right way. I don't know, there was just something about it that I didn't really like. So I told myself I was gonna wait, whatever. I picked it up when the price dropped. And it turns out that this game is pretty dope. This game is awesome. I really enjoyed this game. I played through it, completed it, and I definitely want to go back and try to beat it on a harder difficulty. And apparently there's some DLC coming out. If you enjoy quick time events, QTEs, you'll enjoy this game. If you like anime, you'll definitely enjoy this game. It's just full of vengeance and craziness, bananas. I mean, it's absurd. The events that take place in this game, they're just crazy. And to tell you the truth, the story is actually pretty interesting as well. I wasn't expecting the story to be good, but it actually is. And it definitely dips into why Asura has this wrath, you know, and why he's so angry and just wants to destroy everything. So it's a good game if you're looking for just like a beat 'em up full of a bunch of QTEs with a side of some like lock-on shooting. This is the game for you. Ridge Racer Unbounded. Now, the funny thing is that after you guys heard me talk about how I felt burned by Ridge Racer for the Vita, you would think that I would kind of stay away from the Ridge Racer games, right? But no, I'm just crazy like that. I picked up Unbounded, and it's crazy because I don't think anyone knew this game was coming out. I didn't even know this game was coming out until I went to Best Buy and saw it on the shelf, and I was like, really? I didn't hear anything about this game. I played, I don't know, I want to say maybe like 45 minutes of the game, and there's no denying the fact that this game is very similar to Burnout games. This is Burnout with Ridge Racer on the cover. It's crazy. And I'm not going to complain because I love the Ridge Racer games. And I love the Burnout games even more. There are some elements of Ridge Racer in here. I mean, the drifting is probably the main element, the main thing you'll take away from a Ridge Racer game. It's in here. But as far as Burnout goes, it's very similar. You have takedowns, you can destroy some things in the environment to take down your opponents. It looks great. The controls are a little loose, especially when you're drifting, but you get used to that. Definitely, if you like Burnout, guys, check this one out. It's really fun. I haven't tried any of the online stuff, but you can't go wrong with this. I mean, who knows when the next Burnout is going to come out. And for right now, Unbounded is definitely getting the job done for me. The last game I want to share with you guys is the game that I spent the majority of the month playing through, and that's Mass Effect 3. I have here the collector's edition. I actually completed this game last weekend. I spent 35 hours with it, and I was pleased with it. I'm pleased with Mass Effect 3. I think it's a hell of a game. It's really, really good, and it improves upon Mass Effect 2 in some ways. But I thought that Mass Effect 2 did a better job with their character development. I think the character development in Mass Effect 2 was better than the character development in Mass Effect 3. But the story overall was great. A lot of tragedy, a lot of losses. As far as the ending goes, whatever. I'm not upset with it. I really am not upset with it. And that's coming from a Mass Effect fan. I've played all 3 Mass Effects, played through them all, and enjoyed them immensely. And I can say that there are some holes in the ending, but the ending wasn't so bad that I felt like, you know, I had to go and petition for a new ending, which I think is ridiculous. It's a really good game, and unfortunately all the debacle over the ending has really turned people off from the game. You know, people aren't buying this game because they heard that the ending stinks, and that's just ridiculous. I think all the crazy talk over the ending is definitely taking away from the greatness of the game, and that's just unfortunate. So I'm telling you guys, the ending's not that bad, at least from my perspective. I don't think it's that bad. And if that was the reason why you are not playing this game, then man, you're missing out, because the gameplay, everything else, it's great. The ending isn't horrible, guys. It's not that bad. Let's stop bitching and complaining and whining about it. It is what it is. I'm gonna continue to try to play through the multiplayer. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to try to continue to play through that multiplayer. And also, I'm going to check out all the DLC just because, you know, I really enjoy this series. So that's all the stuff that I picked up throughout this month. I hope you guys enjoyed. I want to thank all of you for watching this video, and I'll check you next time.